Welcome to the Anyoption Zero to Hero Guide. In this video we will be bringing to life all that we have covered so far in our Zero to Hero series. In this video we will be doing a live demonstration of a trend trading strategy. The trend trading strategy has 5 parts. First, we must identify a trending underlying asset. Then, using candlestick charts, we determine the strength of the trend, and we also identify lines of resistance and support. We then draw a trend line from peak to peak or trough to trough, depending on whether the underlying asset is on an uptrend or a downtrend. We then wait until the asset touches or nears resistance or support lines, depending on the direction of the trend, and we then place our trade. Thanks for joining me. We're inside the anyoption trading area, and we are just about to place a live trade based on a technical analysis strategy trading with the trend. For the strategy to work, we must first identify an underlying asset that has a clear trend. Now, if you remember the basic strategies article in our Zero to Hero guide, we discussed that uptrends will have increasing peaks and troughs, and downtrends will have decreasing peaks and troughs. And when we look at the trading charts here in the trading area, we can see at a glance if an underlying asset is indeed trending upwards or downwards. And straight away, you can see that the Great British Pound and US dollar is trading downwards. So next, what we want to do is flip to our candlestick chart to determine the strength of the trend and identify the best entry points to take a position. Now, for convenience sake, I have already opened the appropriate candlestick chart. This is from tradingview.com, and I will now draw my trend line along the top, peak to peak, to determine the strength of the trend. This line will also be used to measure the resistance. This is the ceiling where the underlying asset tends to rebound. The resistance line will help us determine the best place to take a position. So I will draw my trend line, and I draw it from peak to peak. Let's see here, and we'll just bring it back up here. Okay, so as you can see, it's a deep downwards trend, and what we want to do is take our position when the candlestick nears this line of resistance. So we're going to go back to the anyoption trading area. Now, as you can see, this trade expires in 10 minutes, and we want to take our position as close as possible to the expiry time. For this trade, I will be investing $120. This is 5% of my trading account balance, and this keeps in line with the 5-15 rule that we discussed in our capital management article in Zero to Hero. Because this underlying asset is trending downwards, I will be taking a put position, which signifies that I think the asset will continue its downward trend. Placing the trade is simple. I just enter the amount I want to invest and I select buy. Now my trade is placed, and I can track its progress from the profit line. This is a feature that allows me to see if my trade is in the money or out of the money. As you can see, my trade is currently in the money, and I'm set to make a return of 204. Now, we still have a few minutes to go before the trade expires, so we will pause the video here and check back in a few minutes to track its progress. Thanks for joining me so far. We are back in the anyoption trading area, and my trade is just about to expire. Currently, my asset is still in the money, which means that if the trade was to expire right now, I would profit. So as we wait for the trade to expire, we will come back and we will see if we end up in the money or not. Okay, so the trade has expired, and it has expired as predicted in the money. And I have made a return of $204. So let's recap on what we did. We determined the trend in an underlying asset from looking at the stock graph inside the anyoption trading area. We then used a 5-minute candlestick chart to determine the strength of the trend and to identify the line of resistance. As this underlying asset was on a downtrend, we took our put position once the underlying asset drew near to the line of resistance. We then placed the amount we wanted to invest, which in this case was 5% of my total balance. And voila, when the trade expired, I had gained a return of $204. I hope you enjoyed this demonstration, and I hope you too can use this strategy to success when trading binary options. Thanks for joining me here in the anyoption trading room.